Yo, it's Bader. I just got back from a 4th of July vacation to Eastern Washington with my wife where we went camping. We took our old Toyota Dolphin rumbling across the Cascades and down into Wenatchee and Othello and visited some beautiful towns over there. Had a great time, did some fishing, but one of my highlights is stopping by some card shops. And one of my favorite places to stop at is Card Corner and Collectibles in Wenatchee. And it's not that the shop is huge and it's got everything under the sun. It's that the ownership is awesome. I've been there 3 times. I bought a 57 World Series Heroes Mantle Aaron from a gentleman that was there. Really cool guy. Next time I got there, I bought some more cards from him and I had a good time. This time I went by and I was super stoked to see that somebody had sold him a box of vintage cards, some cards from the 50s, mostly 60s. But oh my goodness, the 57s that I'm going to show you right, or 67s I'm going to show you right here, and some of 66s, some of the other cards, they are minty, pack fresh looking cards. And I'm like, dude, these must have been just sitting in a box forever. So I'll show you a couple singles first. And some of these, it looks like somebody might have taken them and actually knew they were kind of good, but kind of mishandled them. This will be an example. But here we go. Look at that. That is a gorgeous 55 Monty Irvin. Beautiful card. It shows really well. It looks like it hasn't seen any sun, but it looks like somebody grabbed it here and pulled it out of something. Because if I turn it here, there's a little crease here and here, right about the size of a thumb. So that's a bummer. This would definitely be send it away. I would not be surprised if this was like a 7 or something like that, but it is a gorgeous card the way that it is right there. So love that one. Got a 74 Klein or K-Line. It's a good looking card, similar kind of thing. It looks like somebody kind of grabbed it. There's a little micro crease, but corners look really good. It's a good looking card. Got a couple inexpensive Senators players, Bob Allison, and of course, if I do a video, it's got to have a Camilo Pascual in there. And these cards right here are actually from a different shop. I can't remember the name of it. It was in another town. I think it was in Ephrata where I was there. And here we have a Gale Sayers, and I've seen that. I'm not a big football guy. I don't have a lot of football cards, but this is always one that stuck out to me as just being a really beautiful card. And when he had it there, and it showed signs of distress, which is that crease right down there. But it's a beautiful card. It looks really good, but it was very inexpensive because it would come back probably as a 1.5, but it's beautiful. And so I went ahead and went that route. I've got many of these, but when you got one for 50 cents or so, I'm going to grab another one. Joe Morgan, this is my favorite of his cards. I already have one. I showed it probably 7 or 8 videos ago. I think like around Christmas or so. And that one was really nice. So I figured this one will go into my binder and the other one will be in my PC collection. This Phil Niekro right here, 68. I've been playing baseball this year. I picked it back up last year, and I am one of our pitchers. And I can't throw a curveball worth crap, but my knuckleball is pretty good. So I keep working on that pitch, and I'm starting to get more and more of an appreciation for knuckleball pitchers. And Nuxie here was a pretty damn good one. Most people would say he's the best knuckleballer ever. I really like Hoyt Wilhelm. I'll put Hoyt Wilhelm 1, Phil Niekro 2, but I'm willing to have people disagree with me on that one because this guy was pretty damn good. So that picture, though, looks fantastic. It looks like somebody took this, stuck it in a book, and it just came out. Like, that thing looks awesome. And then this is not from the card shows. This actually, I came back and this was in the mail sitting there for me. This is a 68 Camilo Pascual. Beautiful card. That thing looks awesome. It looks absolutely fantastic. And it's encapsulated and everything. It has a PSA 8 with the stain, and I can't find the stain, which makes it awesome for me because, you know, I got that thing for half the cost of grading. So fantastic. Here, though, is the 50 or the 67s. Now I'll show these, and none of them are like standout players, but I'm just really impressed with the condition. Now he had probably a stack of, I'm gonna say pushing 400 of these 67s. And I just went through and I did not have a sheet with me or know which ones I did or didn't have. I just went and looked for ones that are well centered. But look at that, that's a beautiful card. And all of these one after another. And I was trying to do 40, 60 centering or better, but almost all of these, minimal corner wear to none. You know, like looking at the backs, maybe some of them just have the lightest of touches, but they're just great looking cards. Bob Bruce. Each one of these, I'm like, man, that's just a little work of art. I'm going to move this just slightly down. There we go. And off to the side. Let's go. Come on, camera. There we go. Look at that thing. Looks fantastic. But all of these. And when I pulled it out, oh boy, between 66s, there's 60s. I got a good stack of 60s. I think it was about 140 to 100, and that's right around 140 singles. Pedro Ramos. And I think they came out to, on average, the singles were like 40 cents a piece. But look at these. There's just no way I'd be able to find those for that. And normally, I wouldn't try to get cards of this grade. But look at that. That's gorgeous. I wouldn't try. I would just, because I just want to fill the set. So this was a really neat moment to see some untouched cards in a spot where you normally wouldn't see them. They really are great. I'd say that I would not be surprised if the great majority of these are in the 6-8 range, if I was to grade them in. Here we got a star, Rusty Staub. Got a little bit of a touch up there in the corner. Rocky Calavito. George Altman. But just one after another. And I mean, there was so many where, you know, the centering was 70-30, maybe a little roller marks, blemishes here and there. Like here's one where the centering's all great and everything else, but the registration's a little blurry. You can tell it's still a great looking card. So there's cards like that where I passed those by. So even though all of them look like they were pretty much pack fresh, I just really grabbed what I felt was the cleanest of the clean. And there were some that had massive duplication, like 5 or 6 of the same card. So that was really cool that I could cherry pick. And my representation that I have for my 67 set isn't huge. I probably have 250 of the cards or so, is my guess. Maybe 300, somewhere around there. So this will make a very good dent because I think I picked up about 100. The only thing that's going to be kind of a bummer is my set is going to be a combination of like what looks to be near mint with VGs, and this set's going to be all over the place in terms of condition consistency. Charlie Smith, Bob Henley. And here we go. We got a semi-star Mel Stottlemyre. Tom Kelly, not the Minnesota great manager, different Tom Kelly. Jay Johnstone. Yeah, but if I went to a card shop, I never see stuff in this condition. Just never. Here's one. This is probably about as off center as any card that I got in this lot. White Sox rookies. I would love it if some of these were high series, but they're not. There's a lot of cards in the high 3s into the 400s, but I think this set's like, I'll be way off. It's in the 500s, I think, is when the high series starts. And I know it can be a very, very, very difficult set to complete because of the rarity or scarcity of the high numbers. Jim Hickman. Oh, here's a nice one. Bob Beal. Beautiful card. Joe Foy. Very good player. Clete Boyer. Chico Cardenas. Mike Hirschberger. I'm almost done. But man, I just wanted to show these, and I want to be able to go back to this video again for myself personally. Just I do this as a log so I can watch and see what I got and when I got it. I'm not the most tech savvy person. I don't keep spreadsheets and do all that stuff. And this just is a little memory jogger for me. You know, a little WD-40 on that rusty file in my head. And I'll be, oh yeah, that's right. I remember getting that one where I got that. Johnny Padres. Gene Alley. Johnny Odom. And this one's not too bad. We got a checklist here. Pretty good condition checklist with I think this might be our first Hall of Famer. Jim Cott. Steve Whitaker. Jim Lefevre, not Lefebvre, Lefevre. Beautiful card. Don Dennis, I got one more. Lee May. But man, what a glorious, glorious start of the a way to expand on that collection. And then there's a couple other cards from the other sets, like a 61. Many cards on that were really, really sharp. But I'm too excited to even show those. I just was so impressed with how nice the 67s were. I'm going to go start putting them in my binder. But thanks so much for watching. Have a good one. Bader out.